After researching our destination and destination, After researching our destination and getting dressed, I did one last check of myself to make sure I hadn't forgotten anything. Wallet, phone, water bottle, extra sunglasses, written instructions for the metro lines we'd have to take. I'm officially ready to go. Before I leave, I make sure to leave a sticky note on the fridge to let my parents where I'll be. Maybe they'll finish watching daytime television in time to see it before I get home. Daytime television? Oh no! Though educational television. Whatever. It's only a short trip to the closest station, to Olivia's neighborhood, and a short trip from there to our house. The Payne's place is as welcoming as ever. It's starting to feel a bit like a second home by now. In the chilled weather, the yard's growth has slowed, but it's starting to peek through the thin layer of snow. I hope I'm not commissioned to mow now, too. I should let Olivia know that I'm here. I'm here. You ready? Yeah, I'll be out in a minute. Is the door unlocked? No, don't come in yet. What? Just stand by the curb and be ready. This is gonna be cool. Oh boy. I stand by the curb as instructed and facing the door. For after a moment it swings open and... Oh! Whoosh! Oh! A green blur shoots out the door and directly for me. I know better than to flinch. Olivia's tail slams the ground and breaks her to a halt with a stylish skid. You're here! I am. And it looks like you finally got your wheelchair. Yeah, it came in just yesterday. I didn't want to tell you to make it a surprise. It has that new wheelchair smell. Dummy. While it looks the same, I do notice how it's lacking all the old scarring her original one had. So, did you hear it? Hear what? Exactly. I can sneak up on you now. In your dreams. So, you ready for a date? There's a sudden rush. Wait a minute. There's a sudden rush of jittery nerves in my chest. It is my first time taking someone out on a date. Trying to rationalize it doesn't help my nervousness, though. Yeah, I'm ready. She looks at me with a timid smile, hands held together as she tilts her head slightly. She's wearing a new floral hair clip. Come to think of it, it's the first time I've seen her ever accessorize. That hair clip looks cute, Olivia. The worry in her grin melts away into a fully joyous smile. Thank you, Inko. Which also helps me ease my own. With my renewed confidence, I step around Olivia and go to grab her handlebars. No, wait. You've been out all week. You probably don't need any help. Nah, it's fine. Her tail takes my wrist and guides my hand to the handle. I don't mind at all. Alright, to the metro station? Yes, please. With Olivia in tow, our date begins. On the metro, I'm lucky enough to be able to find my normal seat. Olivia folds the seat up and places herself right next to me. Something's different. Oh wow, Christmas lights. I swear, they start setting up earlier every year. The white fluorescence of them, combined by the dim lighting of the metro's lights, give the cabin a more cozy feeling. I feel my photographer's instinct kick in, but quickly remember that I didn't bring my camera. Soon enough, the whole city will be covered in holiday stuff by the end of the weekend. The mental image of a twinkling Volcadera at night is a pleasing thought. There'll definitely be some photo-worthy shots during that time. What do you think of all of it? The decorations? The decorations? I like them. Why wouldn't I? Yeah, but what's your favorite? I think wreaths look pretty nice on the lampposts. And I like all the crappy snowmen and snow angels in people's yards. I've always wanted to make my own. What about the mistletoe? Yeah. Shut up, you. Actually, I'm curious. Are there any dino-specific traditions that you guys celebrate during the winter season? Olivia cocks an eyebrow at my question. Hey, I didn't know you guys celebrated end of summer, so I'm just curious if there's other Saurian-centric holidays I don't know about. Nope, just Christmas or whatever holiday people celebrate around this time. There's probably no dedicated one out of spite of the cold. And that's fair. Now I can't help but think of doing some ice skating with Olivia. Surely there's wheelchair access for it, right? I look down at Olivia's wheelchair to imagine how it'd work. Then something interesting catches my eye. There's a small compartment underneath her seat, almost like a cubbyhole, with some things inside of it. What's that? I decided to bring my sketch pad with me. You know, since it's my first time going to the Bluffs, I wanted to draw out the scenery while we're there. And maybe I shouldn't have. No, that's completely fine. I was just thinking how I should have brought my camera for the same reason. So I'm glad one of us came prepared. As long as we enjoy our time there, that's all that matters. You're right. Olivia takes hold of my hand as she rests her head on my shoulder. Eventually, the metro arrives at our destination. After disembarking the train and leaving the station, my digital map indicates the park is still about a block away. As we make our way there, we soak in the sights of this area of Volcadera. Just like Olivia predicted, many of the surrounding buildings are getting decorated for the holiday season. I've never been around these parts of the city before, only seen them on car trips. So this is a first for both of us. I can only imagine what it'll look like once all this is set up. Yeah, maybe we could come back here to visit once it is. I like the sound of that. We enter into the park's main parking lot. Looks like there's a decent amount of people here this evening, which is surprising given that it's still relatively chilly. Then again, such a prominent landmark in the city would still draw in a crowd, even with certain weather conditions. Ooh, there's some food trucks. That'll cover the picnic part. Looks like they got a decent variety of things. Tacos, sandwiches, chicken. Shoot, looks like they all have a bit of a line to them. Plenty of time to do other stuff. I'm not very hungry yet anyway. Glancing around, there's a few gaps in the tree line with trails heading into them. I'd wager they're nature trails, maybe birdwatching ones. Do you want to try one of those trails? Olivia looks almost disappointed as she glances between me and the food trucks. We could grab a snack first before we head in if you want. She simply shakes her head. I can wait. Plus, I don't want any arm cramps on the trail. Alright then, let's go. Olivia and I head towards the sign indicating where the trail begins, leisurely heading across the dirt path. The mood is somewhat dampened by the hikers to our front and back, but it doesn't make the natural landscape any less calming. Honestly, I wasn't sure you'd agree to this. What? A date? No, the hike. You don't seem very interested in nature. Well, I normally wouldn't, since a lot of places outside of the city aren't built for people like me. But I thought it'd be nice if you were here. My heart flutters for a second. Well, I'm glad to hear you say that. I think it's a nice break from how busy everything else is. Out here, it's just you and the world, isn't it? Yeah, I can see that. You plan on sketching out any landscapes? I was planning to before we got here, but I think it'd take too long. Just a sketch then? I'll think about it. We continue for another few minutes, admiring the passing scenery. There's less hikers than before. I noticed some hanging back for pictures and or moving faster ahead, but that was a while ago now. It's just us and the trees. You think any of the others are into this sort of thing? The others? Liz, Damien. Nah, probably not. Unless it's community service or something. Lynn wouldn't be interested. And Damien is only interested in setting ants on fire with a magnifying glass. I see somebody waving a flag of some sort. Oh, Lord. It's crimson colored, I think. Huh. Damien's gonna end up in the Ant Blade sequel, I guess. Something wrong? Oh, sorry. Oh. No, I just imagined Mia driving a tractor for some reason. Seriously? Oh my god. Yeah, you think she could pull off the farmer look? I refuse to imagine that. Regardless, a mental image of a burgundy-wearing bruiser in overalls and a straw hat invades my head. And I kind of like it. I hate you. Shaking the thought from my head, I look around to reacquaint myself with the trail. Something's off. This place is quieter than I thought it would be. That's how the woods are, city boy. We live 15 minutes apart. Yeah, I like it quiet. It's nice to not have anybody to worry about. No Mia, no Ben, no Procline, no Scalar. We have the whole world to ourselves, and nobody else can ruin that. That's a good way of looking at it. I pat Olivia on the shoulder, and she lets out a low groan as she rests her head against my hand. Are you tired already? No, just join us. If it wasn't a cloudy day, I'd think my face was starting to get burnt. Another several minutes later, and we're still going strong. Are you still doing okay? Yeah, I'm still good. It's still a bit surprising to me how your arms don't just give away from pushing yourself so often. Well, when you've done this for as long as I have, you start building a tolerance for it. And you've done it for a while, huh? As long as I can remember. Have you? Ah, crap. What the hell? I turned to face her, looking at the source of the sound. The wheel of her chair is stuck in an indentation in the trail, and she's struggling to push herself out. Without a word, I quickly step behind her and grab her handlebars, helping Olivia push herself from the natural trap. Thanks, Inko. What was that? I'm not sure. I take a closer look at the trail to investigate. The indentation that Olivia got caught in extends across the entirety of the trail. It almost looks like a tire track. I think you got stuck in a tire track. What's a tire track doing on a hiking trail? Maybe somebody got lazy. This place is supposed to be pedestrian traffic only. I feel a wave of nervousness overcome me as I glance around the breadth of the trail. When's the last time we saw a sign? Aren't there supposed to be maps around to tell us where we are? Where's everybody else? I think we may have made a mistake. The realization dawns on me. I have no idea where we are. Huh? Dude, seriously? I thought you planned this whole thing. I thought we were following the signs. Well, we need to find out where we are. I don't want to die out here. The trail has to lead somewhere, right? If we keep going, we'll find something. Can't we turn back? And risk getting turned around more? We can't be too far from something. Just follow the tracks. Okay, I trust you. With a heavy sigh, I lead the march along the trail we were on. It's probably some kind of service road for park rangers or maintenance workers who keep the trail safe. If that's the case, we're bound to run into something or somebody that can guide us in the right direction. For every minute that we keep looking for a sign of salvation, the darker it gets. Olivia suggested that I use my phone to find the right directions, but the lack of bars throws away any means of traversal guidance. Can't you just download the maps? Or something, I don't know. Whatever. Though I keep reassuring Olivia that we'll get out eventually, there's a tinge of worry that's beginning to grow in the pit of my stomach. The last thing I want to do is spend a night in the woods. That I'll get to eventually. At best, I know, and I haven't forgotten about that one guy who asked for Rain World. And Shadow Warrior. At best, I know that as long as I have my phone's compass, we won't be moving in circles. So westward we are bound, following the trail at a more cautious pace. It's as we crest a blind turn north that we finally hear salvation. Well, you don't see that too often. It's as we crest a blind turn north that we finally hear salvation. Well, hey there. Oh, thank Raptor Jesus. Finally, another living being. The scruffy-looking gent looks to be a park ranger. You two lost? Yeah, we sort of got mixed up on the trails and couldn't find any maps. Sounds about right. Happens all too often around here. Anywho, I'm assuming you two are looking for a particular sight to see. Yeah, do you know the way? He hums in thought for a moment with his head sweeping left and right. Finally, the ranger smiles and points at a particular path, just wide enough for Olivia's chair. That one there will lead you to the best view here. Then all you need to get back is take any trail east. They all branch off near the park. Thank you so much, sir. Don't mention it, and call me Ranger Teddy. Taking the ranger's directions, we go down the narrow pathway. The thin pathway continues on for another 30 minutes, and ultimately leads to a secluded table and railing. And the most breathtaking view. Olivia gasps as her eyes peer over the protective rail and takes in the vista that is the bluffs. Over the edge I can see a number of branches jutting off from the cliff face, and past that the ocean laps at the base of the bluff. While I look below us, Olivia's eyes lock onto something further away. I follow her eyes and... whoa. I'm really regretting my camera now. Because what I see is a 1 in a million shot. Taking a spot on the rickety wooden table, I feel it groan beneath me. This spot must be one of the less trekked to, if the stuff here is in such disrepair. Knowing that, I feel that the spot is more private. Like our own little view of Volcadera. Hey, Inko? Yeah? She holds up a sketch pad, giving me the sweetest pitiful look. Do we have time to... Oh, yeah, of course. I'm sure we can manage to get back as long as the sun is still up. Her smile radiates with the power of 1,000 suns. And her hands quickly flip the pad open to a fresh page and start on the sketch. Compared to her deliberate strokes when painting or drawing calligraphy, her sketch pencil moves in quick, rapid strokes. Her head is constantly moving between the page and the cliff view. And her eye carries a number in it, akin to when we'd gone to the arcade. As Olivia is engrossed with drawing the beautiful bluffs, I'm engrossed by the beautiful girl's drive to create. Still, time passes and the sun slowly moves lower and lower. A cool gust of ocean air blows over us, and I see the shiver run through Olivia. Checking the time, it's only about 4 o'clock. I curse the short winter days, because Olivia is out of time. Olivia? Almost done. The page is almost fully used, showing a very rough duplicate of the cliffside she's been focusing on. Her final touch was to add a simple signature in the only blank space she had left, holding the full drawing up in triumph. Wow. I know, right? The sheer smugness radiating from her grin lasts for all of a minute. Wiped away by another ocean breeze that makes both of us shiver. Even her nose scrunches up in irritation as she snivels heavily. Holy shit, that sounded like a fucking shotgun. Oh my god. Especially as it bounces off the cliff wall. Ugh. Think she even managed to spook the seagulls nesting in the branches down below. Bless ya. She grumbles her thanks as she wipes at her irritated nose. You okay? Yeah. She sniffles again. Sea air just sucks. The atmosphere is cooling rapidly too. We should get going then. Some warm food would be good. Not yet. When she sees my questioning look, she continues. I want to see the sunset first. You sure? That means we'll have to take the path back in the dark. We'll be fine. As proof, she shines her phone's flashlight at me. I don't think that's good enough, but whatever. Alright then. Instead of going back to the bench, I stand beside her at the guardrail. Slowly the sun starts to dip, as if sinking into the sea. Just watching the natural world move on. Simply me, Olivia, and the wonderful view in our little private spot. Fingers gently wrap around my hand, and I recuperate. Give me a second. Reciprocate until our palms are interlocked. At last, the sun crests the horizon completely, the last ray of light illuminating Olivia's tiny smile. Thanks to Ranger Teddy's directions, finding our way back to where we started, our hiking journey was easy, even if it was a bit too dark for comfort. Eventually, we make it back to the parking lot, just as the street lamps were turning on. When we return to the main area of the park, it's also gotten a lot less crowded. Some of the food trucks have called it a day and left as well. We're not cutting it close to the last metro home, right? Yeah, the last one will be in another hour or so. Phew, I was worried I was taking too long. Then we'd have to stay overnight, alone in the wilderness. I want to check out those food trucks now. Here, here. Looks like some of the food trucks are still around, probably to draw in the late night crowd. And there's particularly no lines for them either. Neat. Let's see, what sounds good to eat right now? What are you craving, Liv? Olivia? I glance over to see that she's looking over to a nearby playground. Looks a bit derelict, having endured the outside elements for who knows how long. Something catching your eye? It's just that I haven't been on a swing in ages. Really? Back when I was little, yeah. Whenever Damien's family took me to the park with them. Then I sorta stopped. Safety concerns and all that crap. I'm sure the trucks will be here for a while longer. Would you like to try it? Are you sure? I mean, it's getting pretty late. Come on, we got time. Okay, let's do it. Olivia wheels herself back towards the small play area of the park. I follow right behind, taking the short walk home to examine the metal structure. The swing set looks rough, to say the least. The support bar's paint is cracking off, showing the heavy rust beneath. The chains are crusty, covered in sparse remnants of safety tubing. And the seats, they're so loose and wobbly I fear the entire thing would fall apart if even Vinny sat in it. Olivia, are you sure? Hold it steady, would you? I grasp the chains to hold the plastic seat in place while Olivia hops over into it. The metal and plastic groan momentarily as Olivia settles herself in. She moves her tail aside so it doesn't smack into me. Well, aren't you gonna start pushing? Oh, right. Olivia snickers for a moment as I place my hands on her back. With a gentle yet firm push, Olivia begins swinging. It's a rhythmic motion now, to and fro. With every instance of her swinging back towards me, I push her with a bit more force to increase her momentum. God, just doing those big jumps off. Eventually, Olivia starts pivoting her tail to maintain her movement, meaning I no longer have to assist her. So I position myself in front of her to watch as she swings like a pendulum. The creaking of metal becomes a simple white noise as I look on at her with ease. The cool night breeze and the swing's movements gently ruffle Olivia's hair. With a cherubic smile, Olivia's eyes close as she loses herself to the simple enjoyment of swinging through the air. To see Olivia having a moment where all her cares are gone, where there's no troubles or drama consuming her. To see her truly at peace. It's an image worth 1,000 words, and one I hope to never forget. After a while, I sit beside her on the accompanying swing. Say, Olivia. Yeah? Her voice is a soft whisper of contentment. What are you thinking? I'm thinking about today. It was nice. Really nice, Cinco. Thank you for taking me here. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I was worried. Don't me. How could I not? It's my first date. Cinco? Yeah? How about the formal? Do you not want to go? Olivia's eyes open and I can see them tremble. I want to go, it's just... Attican's Memorial. Oh. It's tricky leaning to the side, but I manage to place my hand on her shoulder for emotional support. I understand, Olivia. Whatever you want to do, I'll support you. Her fingers ring together. I know you will, Inko. So, could you support me during the eulogy, too? My hand cups her cheek tenderly, and I give her my most reassuring smile. Of course, Olivia. Her eyes close once more, and she leans into my hand, nuzzling against it. She sighs pitifully as I draw away, but still smiles. Thanks, Inko. I think I'm ready to go now. I nod gently and offer a hand to Olivia, helping her off the swing set and into her wheelchair. We hold hands as we begin heading towards the exit. At least until Olivia needs her hand to help push herself. I guess things won't ever really be normal, but I'm okay with that. We grabbed our dinner from the taco truck, savoring the spiced meats on flour tortillas on the go. The walk to the metro isn't long, and before we know it, we're back on the train and racing back home. The ride back isn't particularly eventful, and it doesn't look like there's many people in the cabin with us. We both take the opportunity to admire the cityscape, especially now that it's reflected against the red and purple streets that cover the sky. 45 minutes later, Olivia and I share a hug before she departs the train and starts to make her way home. I watch her from the window of the metro as it takes off, and as her form disappears from my view, I feel an overwhelming sense of relief. That went really well. I hope she'll be okay for tonight without me there. Maybe I'll ask Damien to keep an eye on her for me. I should stop worrying so much. She'll be okay, I'm sure of it. It's December. Winter in Volcadero Bluffs is officially here. It's December, and that means festivities. The house is adorned with a row of colorful Christmas lights. I guess who had to put those up too. It was worth it to see Vinny and Olivia smile like that. But man, at this rate, I'm gonna get jacked doing these chores for them. Oh Lord, yeah. The idea of acid on my evening gown. I'd just die. Damien sniffles dramatically. Oh, stop it. So, don't worry, Olivia's just getting ready. Mrs. Payne's voice carries a tone of worry with it. Turning to her, I see the older woman staring at Olivia's door. What is it, ma'am? She shakes her head with a smile just shy of uneasy. And I just noticed that noise. She shakes her head with a smile just shy of uneasy. Oh, nothing. I just wanted to make the night extra special for her. So I decided to break out my old sewing machine. We were going to tailor the dress together, but... Another shake of her head. It's fine, Inko. Was it, though? What if it isn't? What could I even do if it wasn't? I nod and lean back, letting the small talk between everyone else continue. My concern only grows heavier as we wait, though. And inevitably... Well, that must be your ride. Oh dear, I'll go and hurry Olivia along then. My voice is quick to cut her off. I'll check, Mrs. Payne. All eyes are on me, all questioning why. I'll check. Damien, Liz, can you hold the driver for a bit? Damien flashes me a thumbs up and heads out, Liz's body following after. Don't take too long, okay? Her head departs at my nod. When I move to Olivia's door, her surrogate parents follow. Sorry, but could Olivia and I have some privacy? Please? Sophia almost protests, but thankfully Randy takes her hand. Better hurry, that driver won't wait too long now. They walk into the kitchen quietly, whispering to one another. My knuckles tap on the door just hard enough that Olivia had to hear it. Another couple taps. Olivia? My fingers wrap around the handle of the door and twist. Pushing the door open, I'm greeted by sheer blackness. Inko? The sound of my blood pumping is in my ear from Olivia's weak voice. Quick as lightning, my hand finds the light switch and flicks it on. And I see... Hey! The relief is so powerful I have to steady myself with a hand on the wall. I don't know what I was expecting. But Olivia's okay, just... You're not dressed. Wrong words. Olivia sits atop her bed, still in the clothes she wore today in school. Not the handmade dress that's on her wheelchair. It's eerily similar to a month ago, how she curled up in her sheets, with wadded up paper once again spread over her bed. The only difference this time is Guts, sitting in my spot and chewing idly on one of the pieces of paper. Olivia picks him up, nuzzling comfortingly into her plush pet. What's wrong, Olivia? The rat is set down with a heavy sigh and Guts scampers away. With my spot freed up, I sit next to Olivia. I pick up one of the crumpled pages and unwrap it. To call Mr. Eideken a teacher is to be unflattering. He was above and beyond that. He was beloved to all. The next line is crossed out. The rest of the lines are crossed out. They're all variations of the same few phrases, put together in every possible combination. The strike-throughs grow increasingly more aggressive, with each line deemed unworthy. I pick up another sheet. It's the same thing. Each new page is just crossed out attempts to get the thoughts in her head onto the paper. Stop that. Olivia, are you okay? That's a stupid question. No, I'm fine. It's been months and I'm still not ready to say goodbye. Meanwhile, everyone else has moved on. Stupid, isn't it? I understand. You don't have to give a speech or anything if you don't want to. Olivia sags and sways until her head is laid softly on my shoulder. I feel her fingers intertwine with my own, and finally allow her anxiety to escape with a heavy and slow exhale. The minute of tranquility is then shattered by a blaring horn. Woo! What is that? Ah, crap. I take my phone out to see the half dozen texts from Damien and Liz, all of them expressing my need to hurry up. Go without us. Hey dude, you there? Everything okay? Hey, come on, hurry up. Something came up. We're gonna do something else. Alright, take care. With that weight off our shoulders, I let my phone fall into the bed next to us. I told him to go on ahead. God, Inko, I'm sorry. You don't need to apologize. No, you spent all that time getting ready, and Auntie even helped me with the dress. But I can't do anything. Come on, Olivia. Don't worry about it. I don't need to go to the winter formal. I just want to spend time with you. And we can still do that. Still, I don't want to sit around here. Not again. Well, we could go out somewhere. Any ideas? Nothing comes to mind. We could just take a walk around and see what happens. The Christmas decorations ought to be in full swing now, if nothing else. It takes a few moments, but Olivia's eyes slowly begin to light up. Okay, that sounds a little fun. Besides, I'd hate to waste a night with you all gussied up like that. Her sultry grin grows as she eyes me up and down. I'm blushing. I can tell that I'm blushing. Oh, goodness. Goodness me. Anyway, sorry I couldn't do the same for you. It's fine, I'll find an excuse to make you wear it later. Yeah. You want to go now? Yeah, could you help me up? Sure. Thanks. I stand up from the bed and bring over Olivia's wheelchair, helping her into it slowly. Let's go. Grabbing the chair from behind, I guide Olivia out of the room and through the deserted townhouse. On the metro, it's strangely emptier than normal. It's just Olivia and I in the car for once. Now that I think about it, everybody's going to be at the formal, so it really is just Olivia and I tonight in general. The metro gently sways us back and forth while we wait for my stop. I glance over at Olivia through my sunglasses. She's turned back, staring out the window, drifting through her own head as she repaints the world in her image. She does see things differently than most. It's a gift she should treasure more. Man, is this really okay? I get the feeling that this is one of those things that she's always going to regret. Not that I should have forced her to go or anything. Still, I should probably try to do something about the situation. But what? Our stop is in another 8 minutes. My head fills with thoughts of my empty home, and I consider... Is that where I should bring her? Some lonely, isolated place? Maybe. A slapdash plan forms in my head. It's pretty stupid, honestly. And I'd be making it up as we go. But it'd be infinitely better than letting Olivia just hide away more. 5 minutes. Olivia doesn't seem to be paying attention. Her head is turned, eyes focused on passing scenery through the window. She probably expects me to tell her we're at my stop. I can feel the train slowing down just a bit more. So I stay silent and turn my head towards the window too. I guess she must be deep in thought, because even as the train stops at our station, she doesn't budge. It's the moment of truth. The door slides open, and then they shut. The train continues. We're now in untested waters. The train takes us to an unknown destination. Hope it's a good one. After a few minutes, Olivia comes out of her reverie confused. Wasn't that our stop? Oh, was it? Whoops. Oh well. Oh, Inko. It's gonna be hours before it loops back around. Well, we can get off at this next stop and wait for a different train. Or take a taxi back. No biggie. You don't seem that surprised. Well, I'm looking at it like an opportunity. We can go do something neat. Something neither of us are expecting now, right? Yeah, I guess. I think it would be cool. Yeah. The metro starts slowing to a halt. I squeeze Olivia's hand. Adventure? Yeah, adventure. I gesture out the door in a polite ladies first manner. Then I start pushing her once she's away from the wall. The cold December air hits like a brick wall. Jeez, it's freezing. We exit the metro into a carefully placed stone path. The district is enchanting. Older buildings of faded stone and brick, with colorful lights casting them in a magical glow. Older but well kept. As we move along the cobblestone road, I feel as though Olivia and I had gotten off the train in another time period entirely. Gaslights decorated with tinsel replace the modern street lamps that normally light up the sidewalks. The difference between this place and the rest of Volcadera is night and day, and manages to invite an even cozier feeling of the holidays. Whoa. It's the city's old financial district turned tourist spot. Hard to believe that it's managed to stick around after all these years. You've been here before? Dad took me once. So what do they have around here? Just some restaurants and some shops. The usual stuff that any tourist spot's gonna have. But I think there's a few small art exhibits around here too, if you want to see those. Sounds good to me. We continue walking down and admiring the district, side by side. There's a few other dinosaur folk around the area, but it's noticeably clear that they're well wrapped for the sake of heat retention. Thick coats and puffy jackets were the primary apparel, with some added scarves and beanies to further aid in keeping warm. Though even with it being purely for necessity, there's clearly a winter fashion scene to take advantage of. A small but noticeable chattering noise pauses my current train of thought. I look over to Olivia, who's doing her best to stop herself from vibrating in her chair. Only now does it dawn on me that Olivia's hoodie is the one thing that's shielding her from the frigid climate. Hold on a second. I quickly undo my coat and drape it over her. Thanks. You bastard. It's worth getting my ass handed to me by a snow miser, if it means keeping her somewhat protected from the cold. Shall we? After a bit more walking, we find ourselves in front of a quaint bistro. thinking about it, I am a bit hungry. There are a few tables inside, but the old outdoor seating looks relatively open. And there's even heat lamps near each table. I gesture towards it. Olivia glances over. She considers and gives a brief nod. When we enter, we share a mutual exhale as the warm embrace of modern air conditioning welcomes us. There's no line, but the tables are all occupied. The waitress behind the counter is sympathetic to Olivia's shivering though, and offers us the patio table besides the largest heat lamp outside. We order our order of burger and fries were quickly made, and were ushered onto the warmest spot in the front of the restaurant. The warm burger and heated light invigorate Olivia. I hadn't realized just how bad the cold weather affected her, and I feel relieved as I watched the color return to her scales. And as she recovers, so does her appetite. As I slide my plastic basket of fries to her, I notice that the little square has gotten more populated. Despite the cold, several dino families fill the remaining seats, some with food, some were just taking advantage of the heaters. Something going on? I poke Olivia and gesture around. She shrugs. Oh, whoa. After a few more minutes, an oddly dressed group crosses to the middle of the square. Compared to everyone else, they are very underdressed for the weather, wearing fur vests and oddly baggy shorts. There's 10 of them in total, a family of feathered raptors. Swallowing a mouthful of burger, I turn to Olivia to ask and see an excited grin on her face. You know? Shh. Oh man, I forgot. It's Friday night. There's always some live performers here. Just watch. Oh, shh. Oh, wow. Whoa. An elder-looking dinosaur stands out front with a microphone. He must be the leader. Ringmaster? Good evening, everyone. It's a truly magical frosty night out, so let's warm things up just a little bit for everyone. Each member is adorned with various hoops and juggling pins that light ablaze. So please, gather close and let the Ashtail clan share a little fire with everyone. And I will introduce myself. I am Firemaster Alejandro. Alejandro. I assure you, tonight is a very special show. They continue setting up. A sign is placed nearby with their socials on them, yeah. I do a quick search and whoa. With these kinds of numbers, they must be quite the spectacle to gather an online audience of this size. Several children tug away from their parents and sit on a perimeter set with rope one of the members had laid out. It makes me just a bit nervous, but they're professionals, I hope. We begin with the traditional Batera del Fuego. A drum beat starts playing from a nearby amplifier. It's a steady, strong beat, no doubt meant as a metronome for the group. It's a little down. There we go. After a few seconds, the troupe begins dancing. Rods spun aflame, creating wheels of fire that they run about the square. The crowd cheers as the embers sweep by them. Oh, God. Oh. The Fire Master, a grandfatherly-looking dino, is the wildest of them all. He wields a pair of chains, the ends of which are ablaze as he spins them about with reckless abandon. That man alone is a veritable firestorm among the rest of his troop, even going as far as to let the fireballs bounce off his body to create more unique flaming shapes. My steak fries sit abandoned as Olivia is entranced by the live performers, her silver eyes wide as she takes in a particular performer as he twirls about with flaming fans. Actually, looking at all the performers, they're all raptors. It's a family troupe. Shh. Indeed, all 10 fire dancers look to be a single large family, though there were some minor differences between them. The biggest one being small flourishes in their vest and prop. The tempo of the beat hastens as the spiraling fire dancers move around their elder more swiftly. Then all at once the drumming halts, and the performers bring their fiery props to a halt before them. The older leader's chains swing straight up, the twin fireballs hanging over him for a split second. The blazing orbs descend, and all the raptors exhale into their props as the fireballs crash into the earth, creating a great gout of flame upward in facsimile of a bomb blast. The fire recedes, and the members of the troop regroup, the ringleader once more taking front and center. There's applause. A lot of applause. I didn't even realize I was clapping wildly until I felt my palms sting. The elder dino motions for the crowd to quiet down, and once we were all silent, he makes to speak. Thank you. I'm not. Not this time, I guess. I'll just stick with it. His accent is thick and his tone gravely, further showing his age. For all of you who are new to us, we, the Ashtail clan, the Ashtail family, the other 9 members hoot together, blowing smaller flame pillars, have been in these mountains since time immemorial. He saunters around the open square, casually twirling his chain as though there weren't a softball-sized fire at the end of it. Generation upon generation, we have entertained visitors to Caldera. I, Alejandro Ashtail, am the 7th head of the family. He pauses to let the crowd take in the information, and then struts back to his family. There's murmurs, and even the other performers look confused, as he wraps an arm around one of the female performers and moves back to the center with her. And this is my granddaughter, Michaela. Alejandro pushes the young woman forward, a shorter and more lanky raptor compared to the stocky leader. She looks to be about our age. Greetings, my friends. Tonight is also a special show. Tonight is also a special show for another reason. It marks the 25th year I have led this group. It is quite a lot, is it not? Hard to tell when you are getting gray hairs, when so much of it tends to singe right off. He pauses for a chuckle from the audience. However, the sands of time stop for no one. So, that being said, it is time I step out of the spotlight and give the new generation their time to bask in it. And as I take my leave, it is a great honor for me to declare that she will be joining the ranks proper. I have taught her everything she knows, and I am proud of her. So please welcome her in, and expect great things from her. For she will be inheriting the title tonight. Quoi? The entire family is whispering to one another now. This isn't staged. Wait, what? This isn't staged? Ah, Michaela, you are of age now. Sorry. 25 years to this day, my own grandfather has bestowed upon me these chains of leadership. On my own grandfather. 25 years to this day, my own grandfather has bestowed upon me these chains of leadership on this very spot. The crowd oohs and ahs, and on this, my 25th year of performing, I find that you are ready, my granddaughter. The chains finally stop spinning, Alejandro now holding and presenting them to the crowd, and then his granddaughter. Go on, the crowd. She awaits. Michaela hesitates, her hand shying away from the chain as though it will burn her. I mean, she looks nervous. Grandpa, this is... But I know you're ready for this, sweetie. He looks her in the eye, and his once bombastic tone is now more smoothing. You have devoted your life to our traditions, absorbing all of the lessons in earnest. You have that fire inside of you, just like the fire that I'm giving to you now. The fire master turns to the crowd with a gigantic grin, his voice larger than life. Do you agree, my friends? A thunder of cheers and clapping echo, the crowd fully invested in the family ritual taking place. Once someone starts chanting her name, and soon enough even Olivia and I are chanting with them. Miquela, Miquela, Miquela. Our voices invigorate her. With a loud and triumphant whoop, Miquela takes the chains from her grandfather. Got little hairstyles. The balls of flame spin once more, far more wildly as she hollers uproariously along with the crowd. Yes, Miquela, now go. It's your show to run now. The old dino meanders back with the rest of his family, taking up Miquela's abandoned baton before taking a seat amongst the crowd near us. Oh my God. My friends, it is with great honor as the 8th head of the Ashtails. The other 8 performers once more exhale tall pillars of flame. Oh my god! Let the show continue! Oh my god! Whew. With a graceful somersault, a new drum beat blares through the speaker, and the dancers begin to move with their flaming props. Wait a minute. Okay. The new member moves with elegance. She's clearly had a lot of practice. Yeah, that grandpa. Kinda looks like a Muppet. I'm sorry. Just... Whoa. Whoa, hey, what was that? Sorry. Whoa. Hey, what was that? What was what? Your smile just faltered. I saw it. In the corner of my eye. What's up? Well, aren't you observant? I just feel for him a bit. The Fire Master? Why? In a way, it's kind of sad. The great Alejandro will retire, and his granddaughter will take his place. What's he going to be doing for the rest of his life? He loves this job, and he just retired. He's never going to do it again. He's going to enter his twilight years and know the best is behind him. Is that what you think? That's what I worry about. Olivia looks back to the show. The newest member dances elegantly. Look at this guy. The performers laugh and hoot in the square with the new leader of the troupe. Compared to her grandfather, she's far more energetic. Her flourishes and sweeps are far faster than Alejandro's. But even still, for snippets of seconds, I would see some worry cross Michaela's face, questioning herself, or her movement, or something. The look would vanish, though, when another of the troupe would pass her by, whisper something to her, or perform a duet move with her to help correct her. Take in the show now. It feels less refined compared to the first act, but also more real and vibrant. The Fire Master claps along and laughs to himself, giving a reassuring thumbs up. Olivia looks to the old man, lost in thought. Well, maybe there's a little truth there, but... I mean, look at him. Does he look sad? No, he looks like it's the best day of his life. He's really happy for his granddaughter. His granddaughter that he taught everything she knows. Wait a minute. His granddaughter that he taught everything she knows. Everything he learned from his father. One day the torch was passed to him, and he upheld that legacy he inherited for years and years. He had an amazing career, and he raised her so he could trust her. And now she's ready to do all that herself. Again, it's a matter of trust. You don't think someone as old as he isn't able to tell? It's like an old tradition, you know. Only a poet could appoint another poet. Things change. People change. But a talent, or a craft, it has to be passed down, or else even the little things will become impossible to do. Alejandro knew his craft well enough to perform for 25 years. And look at Miquela. She's performing just as well as he did. He knows better than us, Cinco, so I don't think he's wrong for wanting to pass on his legacy. To pass along everything you know like that to someone you love. It's to grant that person their purpose. That's why he's happy. Life's full of uncertainties. To raise someone up to take your place is one of the biggest challenges. Moving forward with no fear of the future at all. Making it so even the apprentice can become a master and pass on what she knows, just the same. That biggest challenge turns into a great blessing. To keep going, even when it burns. Always moving to a final victory. And in the end, he won. I wipe the tear from her eye. She leans into my hand. Somewhere in there, something changed. He started referring to two people. I want to tell her, but she knows. I think I'm ready. Inko? Inko! I got it! You got what? I really can't explain it right now. It's more of a feeling. It's like a flame. We need to get back. What are you waiting for? Let's go! She yanks my arm and starts burning rubber towards the direction we came from. Olivia, where? The formal dummy! What? She races off back towards the metro station before I can even finish my question. Wait, the eulogy?